What if I told you that bringing them into your life is actually the easiest thing you could do today, not the hardest? The easiest. And the only reason it hasn't happened yet is because you've been making it way more complicated than it needs to be. Hi, I'm Amanda Hicks. I work with people who are trying to reconnect with someone they can't stop thinking about. And today, I'm going to show you something so simple, you're going to be shocked you didn't see it before. Because here's the truth. You're already doing the work. You're already creating your reality with them. You're just creating the wrong one. And we're about to flip that. In the next few minutes, you're going to understand exactly how to shift from creating absence to creating presence, from creating distance to creating connection. And it's going to be so much easier than you think. But first, tell me something. If you could wake up tomorrow and they were already yours, what's the first thing you'd want to do together? Drop it in the comments. Just one thing. The first thing that comes to mind. Because that desire you just thought of, we're about to make it real, and it starts with understanding what you've been doing wrong. Look, I know you're probably exhausted. You've tried visualizing. You've tried sending them love. You've tried acting like you don't care. You've tried just about everything. And here you are, still waiting. Still hoping, still checking your phone. Here's what nobody tells you. The reason they're not here isn't because you haven't done enough. It's because of what you're saying to yourself all day long, every single day. You're having a conversation with yourself. And that conversation, it's creating your reality. When you wake up and think, I miss them so much, what are you creating? More missing them. When you check your phone and think they still haven't texted, what are you creating? More not texting. When you see a couple and think, I wish that was us, what are you creating? More wishing, more separation. You're literally talking yourself into the reality you don't want. Over and over and over again. And I get it. You're not doing it on purpose. You're just being honest about what you see, about what's actually happening. But here's what changes everything. Your reality doesn't care about what's actually happening. It only cares about what you believe is happening, what you tell yourself is happening. And when you change that conversation, when you start talking to yourself like someone who already has what they want, your reality has no choice but to catch up. That's what we're doing today. We're changing the conversation. We're changing your mental diet. The thoughts you feed yourself every single day. And once you start feeding yourself the right thoughts, the ones that match what you actually want, everything shifts. Fast. I'm talking scary fast. Like, you're going to wonder why nobody told you this sooner. All right, let me explain how this actually works. Because once you understand it, you'll never go back to the old way. Everything in your life right now is a reflection of what you believe to be true. And beliefs are just thoughts you keep thinking over and over until they feel real. So if you keep thinking, they don't want me, eventually that becomes a belief. And once it's a belief, your reality arranges itself to match it. But here's the powerful part. Beliefs can be changed. Just by changing the thoughts you repeat, think about it. When you were a kid, you probably believed in Santa Claus, right? That felt completely real to you. Why? Because everyone around you confirmed it. You heard it over and over. You saw evidence of it. And eventually, you just knew it was true. That's how all beliefs work. Repetition creates reality. So right now, you have a belief about your person. Maybe it's, they're not interested. Maybe it's, they've moved on. Maybe it's too late. And every day you reinforce that belief by talking to yourself in a way that confirms it. I haven't heard from them in weeks. That reinforces the belief. They're probably with someone else. That reinforces it. I'm never going to get them back. That reinforces it. And your reality says, okay, if that's what you believe, that's what I'll show you. But what if you started talking to yourself differently? What if you started repeating thoughts that match the reality you actually want? Not in a fake, trying to convince yourself way, but in a this is just how it is way. What if every time you thought about them, instead of I miss them, you said, they're so crazy about me right now? Instead of they haven't called, you said, they can't stop thinking about me. Instead of we're not together, you said, life is so good with them by my side. At first, your logical brain is going to fight it. It's going to say, but that's not true. That's not what's happening. And that's okay. Let it protest. But keep saying it anyway. Because here's what happens. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's actually happening and what you tell it is happening. When you repeatedly tell yourself, they love me, your subconscious accepts that as truth. And once it accepts it as truth, it starts creating that reality. It's not magic. It's just how your mind works. Repetition creates belief. Belief creates reality. So here's what you're going to do. Starting today. Starting right now. You're going to change the conversation you're having with yourself about them. Every time a thought about them pops into your head, you're going to consciously shift it to match what you want. Close your eyes for a second. Let's practice this together. Think about them right now. Picture their face. Now, instead of whatever thought just came up naturally, replace it with this. They're thinking about me right now. They're missing me. They want to reach out. Say it again. They're thinking about me right now. Feel how that feels different than, I wonder if they ever think about me. One creates certainty, one creates doubt. Now try this one. They're so in love with me. They can't believe how lucky they are to have me in their life. Say it like it's true, not like you're trying to convince yourself, like you're just stating a fact. They're so in love with me. Feel that. Really feel it. Now this one. Life is so good with them by my side. Everything I wanted is happening. Say it. Life is so good with them by my side. Notice how your body responds to these words. You might feel a little lighter, a little more hopeful, a little more certain. That's the shift happening. That's your energy changing to match what you're saying. Open your eyes. Now, here's the commitment you need to make. You need to do this consistently, every single day, multiple times a day. I'm talking at least 10 minutes, 3 times a day. Set a timer if you need to, in the morning when you wake up, during your lunch break, before you go to bed. Just sit with yourself and talk to yourself like someone who already has what they want. Isn't it wonderful that they're so obsessed with me? I love how they always make time for me. It feels so good knowing they choose me every single day. We're so happy together, better than I even imagined. Say it out loud if you can. Write it down if that helps. But say it over and over and over. Not because you're trying to force something, but because you're saturating your mind with the reality you want until it has no choice but to accept it as truth. And here's what's going to happen. At first, it might feel weird, like you're lying to yourself. That's normal. Push through it. After a few days, it's going to start feeling more natural, more believable. And after a week or two, you're going to notice things shifting. Little things at first. Maybe a random text. Maybe you run into them. Maybe a mutual friend mentions them. And then bigger things. Actual contact, actual connection, actual progress, not because you forced it, but because you changed the story you were telling yourself. And your reality had no choice but to match the new story. Let me give you some specific examples of how to do this throughout your day. When you wake up and reach for your phone, instead of thinking, "Did they text me?" say, "They're thinking about me right now. They're going to reach out when the time is right." When you're getting ready for your day, instead of thinking, "I wish they could see me right now," say, "They see me, they notice me, they're drawn to me." When you're at work or doing something else, and they pop into your mind, instead of thinking, "I wonder what they're doing," say, "They're missing me right now. They're wishing they could talk to me." When you see something that reminds you of them, instead of thinking, "This makes me sad," say, "This is a sign. We're connected. We're on the same wavelength." When you're going to bed, instead of thinking, "Another day without them," say, "They're dreaming about me tonight. Tomorrow's bringing us closer." See how that works? You're not ignoring reality. You're just choosing a different story to tell yourself about reality. And that story, it becomes your reality. Now, I know some of you are thinking, "But what if I do this and nothing happens? What if I just end up disappointed?" Here's the thing. If you keep telling yourself the story you've been telling yourself, you're guaranteed to stay exactly where you are. But if you change the story, you at least have a chance. And honestly, based on what I've seen, it's more than a chance, it's almost guaranteed. Because this is how reality works. This is how your mind creates your experience. You're either creating the reality where they're absent, or you're creating the reality where they're present. There's no neutral option, so you might as well create the one you actually want. And the best part, it's easy. It doesn't require hours of visualization. It doesn't require complicated techniques. It just requires you to change what you're saying to yourself. That's it. That's the whole method. Change your mental diet. Feed yourself thoughts that match what you want. Do it consistently. And watch everything shift. It works so fast, it's actually scary. Because you realize you had this power the whole time, you just weren't using it. If this just made something click for you, if you finally understand why you've been stuck, hit that like button. Let me know this landed. And subscribe if you haven't already. Because when this works, and it will, you're going to want the next piece. You're going to want to go deeper, and I don't want you to have to search for me. Turn on notifications so you're first to know when the next video drops. And I have a membership where I dive way deeper into this, where we work on the specific blocks that come up, where you get daily support and accountability to actually stick with your new mental diet. Because here's the truth. Most people start this and give up after 2 days because their logical brain fights them. In the membership, I help you push through that. I help you make it stick. If you're serious about bringing them back and you don't join, you're honestly just making it harder on yourself. The link is in the description. And when they reach out, when you start seeing real movement, come back here and tell me about it. I want to celebrate with you. I'll be here waiting. You've been creating your reality with them this whole time. You just didn't realize it. Every thought you think, every word you say to yourself, every story you tell about what's happening, it's all creating what comes next. So starting today, change the story. Talk to yourself like someone who already has what they want. Feed your mind thoughts that match your desired reality. Do it consistently. Do it with commitment. And trust that your reality has no choice but to shift to match it. They're coming. They're already moving toward you. You just need to align your internal conversation with that truth. And when you do, everything changes. Fast. I'll see you in the next video.